will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Smuggler's Cantina. This is Stephanie, your friendly neighborhood chaos coordinator, Wookiee Wrangler, bar manager, with my cool hat. See. Today I want to talk about something I just saw. I wasn't going to do another video today, but I feel like I have to. Something interesting showed up, and I think I'm the only one in the Phantom Menace, except for the guys who actually talked about it, who is going to talk about it. I think it was last night, maybe the night before last, a double feature featuring Rogue One and the original theatrical cut of Star Wars, the movie that we now know as A New Hope, was shown to an audience in LA. Why is this important? Because it's been 22 years or longer since that movie, the original 1977 theatrical cut, the one that I and countless hundreds of millions have seen in 1977, that is the cut that was shown. Why is this a big deal? Because George Lucas was the one that said to go do it. What does this tell you? What's he doing? Well, the guys on the video, I'm going to put a link to that video in the description or in a pinned note, so you guys can watch and surmise yourselves what you think is going on. He either did it as a subtle jab at Disney. They've had such a lousy week anyway, with a fight going on in the park, a little boy not getting his a Spider-Man headstone, and Brie Larson trolling fans with their ideas on wanting to be a Jedi, and the threats of yet another threat of Solo 2. You really want to lose money, don't you guys? Coming out, Joe Suotomo said something about a movie coming out, and he didn't say what it was, so immediately some show website was like, oh goody, he must be talking about Solo 2. The movie that no one went to go see. Okay, what a dumb idea. So anyway, so what's Lucas doing? It's either subtle jab at Disney, another at them, or it's a signal that something has changed at Lucasfilm itself. Let me explain. Timeline revised. Kathleen Kennedy is given the chairmanship of the American Film Institute. Whoopi Twang. Okay. Michelle Szechuan is named Senior Vice President of Live Action, TV, and Feature Films for Lucasfilm production. She's not a Kathleen Kennedy person. She's a J.J. Abrams person. Okay? Roundhead Ryan Johnson starts freaking out on Twitter again. Pablo Hidalgo has a meltdown, is making jabs at Jeremy and all of us YouTubers. Goes on Twitter and says basically he doesn't want to talk about canon. Really? Why, Pablo? Why? Is there a new sheriff in town? And now we've got the Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland folding like origami. Now we've got the actual theatrical cut from 1977 of Star Wars. Let me explain something, guys. If you don't think George Lucas has at least a little bit more interest in Lucasfilm than he did, you are wrong. And again, now I could be wrong and he could just be giving Disney a subtle finger saying, if I release these movies, the theatrical cuts, all that money's going to me. Because he still owns those. Those are his. Those are in his vault. They belong to him. Now, why he insisted that his new, the new refurbished ones from 1998 were the definitive cut, and he didn't want Star Wars Empire or Return of the Jedi in their original form to ever be seen again, I don't understand it. He has a way of wanting to show his own work, and I really think working with him on this stuff would have been hard. This is probably a reason why Steven Spielberg didn't ever want to work with him on Star Wars, because the visions might be two different things. There's a reason why Irv Kershner didn't come back and direct Return of the Jedi. Okay? Lucas knows what he wants and insists on getting his way, and there are times when he didn't. And now that when he was able to take the movies and add things to them subtly or not subtly with the Seam the Han and Java, Size Noodles and Return of the Jedi, a lot of that stuff, that was all his stuff. That's what he wanted out there. So, take that as you want. So this double feature, Rogue One and Star Wars, interests me a great deal, because again, it's either from Lucas to Bob Iger, or it's a signal. If you go, let me do this again, timeline. Kennedy gets named chairman of AFI. Szechuan is named basically as the head of all live action production at Lucasfilm. Rian Johnson starts freaking out on Twitter. Pablo Hidalgo starts muttering to himself on Twitter and saying he doesn't want to talk about canon anymore. And then we've got, Galaxy's Edge crashing and burning into the molten hot lava of the Earth's crust, the one at Disneyland. And we got Lucas doing this. So what do I think is going on? I think, from what I've been told, and I do talk to people in the industry, and this has been something that I've talked about with people. A friend of mine basically said that not only did they meet George Lucas when they decided to go ahead and make The Rise of Skywalker, that he is very, very much involved. Is this going to help The Rise of Skywalker? Well, if they be transparent and say, yeah, Lucas is producing the movie. It's going to be his vision on the screen. I think it would help a great deal, but of course they're not telling anybody because they don't want to let everybody know that the great Kathleen Kennedy, quote unquote, first female studio head, which is bullshit. Dawn Steele. There have been a lot of female studio heads. Failed. All right? Failed miserably. Okay? And, I think that's probably why, which is, here's the deal. Bobby Iger. Pretend I'm a really pissed off shareholder with voting stock. Pretend that I want the truth about where all that money went, that $4 billion that Lucasfilm has lost, Disney, okay? Why isn't holding its own? It should be kicking Marvel's ass. You want to know why? I want to know why. Why aren't you telling me? That's my money invested. What did you do with it? All right? Pretend I'm that person. This is the franchise that I loved ever since I was a little kid. I've been a fan for 40 years. Why won't you tell us what you're doing to fix the problems? And you can't sit there and say you don't know what Pablo Hidalgo was doing to people on Twitter or sneaking around on, YouTube, bullying YouTubers. Okay? You can't deny that Kennedy's idea on staffing is completely a 180 from what good staffing is. You go after people who can actually do the job, not if they have vaginas or not. All right? And I'll tell you something else. Hiring someone just because they're black, red, yellow, purple chartreuse spots is tokenism and it's racism. Okay? Color of skin need not matter. Plumbing need not matter. Content of character, experience, and passion and drive. That's what matters. Okay? And she did no good at hiring people. Okay? I would like to know what you've been doing to fix the problem, because it doesn't look like you've done much. And now you're letting Brie Larson run around wearing Jedi robes and not publicly poo-pooing Soilo too. Give me a break. This is why Lucas is back. All right, you want to make money with those theme parks? You got to get Star Wars into them, because you're not if you don't have Star Wars in them. Okay, Snooki? All right? This is why it looks to me that Lucas is back, and this is the first indication that he is back. All right? This is the first, I think, outwardly public indication that he's back. Okay? Maybe not in presidential of Lucasfilm way, but when you got Paulo Hidalgo whining about canon on Twitter, all right, and all these little subtle personnel changes, you start saying, you know, we'd like some transparency because we are your customers. All right, and like the guy said, if it was just Lucas firing a shot at Disney, he could really Disney up by doing a one weekend theatrical release, a marathon, all over the United States of the theatrical release, the original theatrical releases of all three original trilogy films. I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about that, because that would kill Disney. And also this. You know who owns shares in Fox, voting shares? George Lucas. Just sit back and think about that one. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy. See you around the cantina. Please remember, tip the Wookiee bartenders 20%. No fights in the cantina. No gunfights. You take the shit outside. No droids. No bounty hunters. No Reylos. No Rey Nobodies. No Rey Kenobis. No Rey cloned hand. Luke's cloned hand. No Rey Palpatine. None of that shit. Real Star Wars for real Star Wars fans. That's all that's tolerated here. So, I'll see you around the galaxy, you scoundrels.